Welcome in for the special Shelby Golden Lions edition of Two Daves and a Mic. I'm David Allen DA along with David Allen D Ray and Michael Allen. The gang's all here tonight. After last Friday night, I was by myself over at the Kings Mountain matchup. Tonight, we were all in the house for the Shelby Crest game. Disappointing ending and score for the Golden Lions, finishing tonight and falling 31 to 24. But honestly, after last week's results, Shelby losing to Kings Mountain 30 to 14 and Kings Mountain and Crest beating Burns 55 to 14, I had prepared the boys for potentially worse than a 7-point ball game. And honestly, the game was close. It was tied in the fourth quarter. Crest kicked a field goal with 2:20 to go. And if Shelby doesn't turn it over on the first play of that series and it's returned to the 2-yard line, you just never know. But that's what happened. And guys, thoughts initially, other than the officiating from tonight's ballgame?
Well, I'll go ahead and say that I feel like, Shelby answered questions tonight. After last week, one of the questions was, is Lane going to be able to move around free outside of the pocket, pick up some QB yards? And I think the answer tonight was an emphatic yes, the amount that he was able to do on his feet. Now, the second question that was a big one to ask is, are they going to play that Imagine Dragons song from 2018? And the answer, again, an emphatic yes. God almighty. Yeah, now listen. The people of the pod, y'all are so lucky that you are catching me at 11:12 p.m. and not 7:30, because I thought I was going to lose my mind. I don't know why you have a marching band if every opportunity you get, you want to play over them. There are unfortunately 7 members of the drumline that, as both of you know, and as the people at home maybe not, know that I was a very proud member of for 4 years. If I were out there...
Hashtag Chop Squad.
Hashtag Chop Squad. If I were out there after tonight, or if this is what happens, and I know it does after last year, there would be 6. It is embarrassing. It is distasteful in a lot of ways. And personally, I'm just so done. I will say, I was at the game. I went to a game last year. It was so bad, I wrote a letter to some folks.
Hey, Donald Allen, by the way.
And it was better than it was last year. It was still pitiful. And whatever goofball y'all have upstairs playing music, I'm not saying he needs to lose his job or whatever. He's probably volunteering.
Don't be going after jobs.
I'm not going after. That's what I just said. I'm not saying he should lose his job. He's probably volunteering. If you're paying him, maybe stop paying him. But
you get paid. The Fats doesn't exist anymore. You used to get paid in the Fats chicken dinner.
That's right. But if you are paying him, then it gives you some leverage to tell him to stop being a knucklehead about when you play songs. And they kept playing like parts of songs and then getting to the good part and cutting it off. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about
football
that.
Takes?
To be honest.
Any football takes?
It was cool. I liked the 4 times that they threw the ball. That was fun. I liked the 1 time that they caught a ball. I'd say try to do more of that, honestly. But yeah. Other than that, sorry, David Ray. I know I'm not filibustering. I mean, I guess I am a little.
Yeah,
bit.
in a way, yeah.
Hey, what was the advice Jed gave us as we were coming out of the gate? He said that me and you, David Ray, he said me and you talked about sports, and that Michael always managed to talk about food.
Yeah.
When they zig, I zag.
Tonight he's talking about music.
No, I wanted to say one other thing. I just feel like in a little bit, like it felt like a theme was just like some people making some boneheaded decisions, and I would say that about the officiating squad. It seemed like it was everybody's first time doing it. So gentlemen, do better. That's all I got to say.
All right.
According to Coach Jones, 23 penalties accepted tonight, not counting some offsetting penalties. That's why you can hear a couple of voices that are sore. A lot of officiating woes tonight. Yeah, I would say defensively, they gave up 31, and it feels like the same tone we had as last time, where surprisingly it was not the defense's fault. Defense held up pretty good. They are ill-equipped to tackle, it feels like, but the pass rush is there. They had the kid for Crest quarterback, I'm failing to remember his name.
Eli Hamrick.
Hamrick out of the pocket all night, throwing off of his back foot, throwing, running to his right and to his left. Defensive backs are not gifted with height, which is not their own problem, but they're going to have a hard time covering anybody who's throwing the ball. Offensively, they got Land going on the ground. I'd be interested to see how many times he ended up carrying the ball, but I told Michael and Daddy, he's got the high school version of a big quarterback like Cam Newton back in the day, where he puts his head down, he can get 5 yards. They did go under center to get one of the touchdowns, which was interesting. Well, actually, they technically didn't.
They marked them short on that.
That's
but
right.
They did go under center for a quarterback sneak, which I'm gonna say
legitimate 10 years,
every bit of 10 years. Yeah.
The other thing I would say is special teams wise. I mean, no issues in the kicking game. Both kicker and punter excelled, but have trouble in coverage on kickoff and punt, which is something that hopefully will get better as the season goes along.
That's a 40-year problem.
Yeah.
Now, some problems are a year, 4 games. This one's a 40-year problem. Shelby cannot cover a kick, and they have not covered a kick well in my lifetime of watching Shelby High football.
Do you think that's one of those things?
I have no idea why that is. We've had multiple different coaches and multiple different athletes. It doesn't seem to matter.
I read a Mother Jones article a couple of years ago, and it was about these women all aged like 18 to 21 who got the same kind of like eye cancer, and they all lived like several counties over. Do you think maybe it could be like one of those things, like there's something in the water around here that makes you bad at kickoff defense if you just happen to, because it can't be a Cleveland County thing,
No.
Like it would be like if you live like south of the Bojangles on 74, like there's some pollutant coming back down the stream.
Jed, it's back to food, polluted water, whatever. Defensively, Coach Barkley in his second game as the defensive coordinator, I got no issues. I think the defense has played well both games. We could be 2-0 defensively. We're 0-2. I think Land only threw for like 100 yards tonight, and most of that came on the big pass to Emmanuel Collins late to set up that tying touchdown. But Land ran the ball well tonight, and he had not done that at all last week and really didn't do that at all last year. So if that is a new facet to the offense, I think that's going to help. I think we're still banged up at running back. Jalen Tate did not carry the ball that many times tonight. Williams, I don't think, carried the ball at all tonight. So we'll see. But turnovers, again, a big key in the ball game. Set up 2 of the Crest touchdowns. And honestly, Crest missed 2 field goals. Neither one of them were chip shots, D-Ray.
No, both in that 30 to 40 range. One doinked and one was a hook. What I was going to say to you about Land that I wonder about is you might not see him run a lot for like the next 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Because we're playing Highland Tech next week.
There's not a lot of need for it. But it's good to incorporate it. And like you said, it's a good adjustment. They are missing, and I can't remember the kid's name who they've had the past years. Was his last name Key? No.
The running back?
Yeah.
Tristan Tate.
Yeah. That's who we're missing tonight, too?
He graduated.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You could give him the ball and you get in 6 yards every time.
Yeah.
They don't have that right now, for sure. In the passing game, what I was going to say is it was very all or nothing in the sense of I felt like it was a second too late a lot, but it was a lot of short crossing routes, and then it was the deep ball, and there wasn't a lot of intermediate, which, every now and then in Shelby's last 10 years, you've seen that. I talked to Mike about this earlier. Interesting to me that, like, in the last 15 years or so of the Shelby run, it's very similar to the Patriots run, where the Patriots had years where they were juggernauts offensively and couldn't stop anybody defensively, and they would win Super Bowls. And then they had years where they were juggernauts defensively, and it was like Brady, LeGarrette Blount, like they ran the ball. It's interesting to see Shelby turn from powerhouse offense going to score 60 against anybody, and they can't stop anybody, to, like, tonight I would say this team is built more for a good defense that can, if they can develop any kind of run game, run, and then play action pass. I don't know. So they're still finding it. They're still finding it for sure.
Good news for the Golden Lions. Non-conference part of the schedule is over. They will get into conference next week. It's a 9-team conference, so they'll play the next 8 games in conference. Again, we added Lincoln, West Lincoln, and Stuart Kramer. We lost Thomas Jefferson, and that's it. I think we just lost Thomas Jefferson. So we still have Highland Tech. We still have Bessemer City. We still have Cherryville. We still have East Gaston. And we still have Burns. So, Shelby could go 8-0 in conference, be 8-2 going into the playoffs, and, make another deep run, if not play for another state championship. And, again, I think coming out of this loss tonight, it's a lot more positive, even though it's a loss. And last week sucked too, to lose. But I think there's a lot more positive to come out of tonight's loss than there was last week.
Well, and I think, one of the other things you think about as the season goes on, there's going to be a lot of things that you find. But then also you look out there tonight, and there's definitely some stuff that was just never lost. I mean, we know that as the season goes on, we're going to have to.
Bro, what are you about to say?
We know that as the season goes on, we're going to have to find the run game. But you know what? You never lost. Wow, the never rain. Playing right there as the boys are circling up out the fog machine, bro. Don't worry, there's nobody out there playing something. Don't worry, it's not the fight song. Loud thunder ever rain, burn like them Georgian rain. And I'll say one other thing too. All the speakers are staticky, every single one of them. I'm gonna point my finger at
that's
you.
on me because
you probably should have done something about that.
I paid for the new system, or we paid for the new system. That was on me.
All right, can I give a Crest take? I know this is a Shelby pod.
Yeah,
but
sure, absolutely.
This is going to sound, if you're a Crest fan listening, like this is sour grapes. I don't mean it to be. Crest is an undisciplined team.
100%.
14 penalties. They saved us several times with some really stupid penalties, including some unsportsmanlike and some personal fouls. Like, even the first quarter, they had two that were just like silly. There was a spike, there was a taunt. Like, that's a good football team, and they have the chance to win a state championship. But they will have to improve on not giving up 100 yards in silly penalties if they want to be a state championship team in the 5A conference or 5A league.
D-Red, what were your thoughts on Coach Lloyd's sideline activities?
Coach Lloyd, respectfully, I've never seen anyone since. I mean, it's like the Kevin Keats NC State thing where he's on the court calling out plays. Every play, I don't even know if you don't even need to see huddle tape for this. He is 5 yards on the field calling the play out to the quarterback. I've just never seen it happen before.
And not a single sideline warning.
No sideline warnings.
And the side judge on the Crest side called 60 of the of the 24.
Yeah,
bro. Shout out to that guy, whoever he is.
Called a touchdown from the other side of the field and overruled the other line judge who was on the ball.
The play.
Yeah,
he got his money's worth tonight.
Yeah. Not sure what to say about that. But love seeing our boy Trip Hastings out there, stretching out some cramps. I do believe that it was possible he had a 2 days in a Mike shirt on under the polo.
He said he did. I didn't see it.
Would be a weird.
He said he said he had it ready for tonight. So, shout out to Trip. You gotta love it.
Mike, you have any shout outs you want to get off? Because I think you wanted to shout out Tootie potentially.
Shout out to Tootie for real, because I was saying that Tootie's drinking at the Fountain of Youth. He's looked the exact same my entire life.
He's out there doing it.
100%.
We love that.
Yep, I do love that. Let's see, who else could we give a shout out to? I didn't know that Coach Barkley was the defensive coordinator now. Shout out to Coach Barkley.
I want to say we meant to text someone to find out what happened on the big run, and we never did. That is it. Shelby ended up scoring on that possession, so it ended up not mattering. I mean, it kind of did because it's a time thing, but massive run for land that honestly was like the starter for the offense. He zone read where he kept it and went 70 yards the other way, and something happened on the sidelines. We don't know what it was that called it back, and we think maybe somebody
They actually called a personal foul. And it initially, based on the reaction of the coaches yelling at the sideline, we thought maybe that some of the players on the sideline had been past the line, the get-back line, and maybe had run into one of the players on the field. But then we decided that if that had been the case, it wouldn't have been a personal foul. It would have been an unsportsmanlike, possibly an ejection for somebody on the sideline to interfere with whatever was happening on the field. So we don't know what happened. we called Coach Pless and told him that he needed to be closer to the action so that he could let us know what was going on. And he said, nah, he needed to stay away from all that. So Coach Pless, shout out to Coach Pless.
Shout out to Coach Pless. Shout out to the hamburger of the pod, apparently. If you got to get one from the
Coach Pless said that our draft the other night on the restaurants, we left out the best burger in town, and that was over at Don's Pancake House. So who knew that Don's Pancake House had the best burger in town? But according to Coach Pless, that is the case. So it was not involved in our draft the other day, but we will say, if you're looking for a good burger and you don't want to try any of the places we talked about in the draft, Coach Pless says go to Don's Pancake House.
Also, I got 2 more shout-outs to work through.
All right, go ahead.
Next one, kicker of the pod, Matthew Grenier.
Grenier, my man.
He had a big night. He also had a really good onside kick. Obviously, it wasn't recovered by the Golden Lions, but
it knuckled.
Very close.
It knuckled a little bit.
He had a good showing. And I also, keep it in the family, I'd like to shout out his father. I don't know his first name, Chris.
Yep.
Chris Grenier. I believe he broke his chair twice tonight, and I love that. So good work. Hey, and just way to stay in the game. Do what you got to do to stay in the game. So I love it.
Quick note, just because Michael got this through before I did. You know how they say, like, how messed up were you when whoever was the first person to milk a cow? Like, what were they thinking to figure out how to get milk?
So true.
Who was the person who ordered the burger at the Pancake House? Who was the person who found that out? So I would say, though, if we're going to keep doing this, we do need to get a sponsor for something. So how about this, Dad? I think it probably needs to be a local sponsor, be my guess.
I mean, Sundrop's local, in my opinion. Come on with
we'll clip this. So if we were giving out this could be you, player of the game, who would we give it to tonight?
I mean, Jam and Jay. Oh, the player of the game tonight?
Yeah.
For Jam and Jay's Pizza Factory. Yeah, let's go, Jeff Walker. You've already mentioned him. I'm going Matthew Grenier. Perfect on PATs. Had his first ever high school field goal. He's just a sophomore. And had a tremendous onside kick. I mean, it was loose. We didn't get it, but it was close. And congrats to Matthew. I would say.
I would say
he and T. Hollifield. T was at one point. Actually, I did think I said T was the MVP because he was punting, and at that point we needed good punts, and he was doing a good job.
We give the instigator of the game to Landon Hollifield, who
was
all over
Landon Hollifield. Yes, he was playing like a Hollifield tonight. That joker was everywhere. He was stirring stuff up. He clotheslined somebody on the sideline and didn't get a penalty.
For sure.
And then, there was something happened in the handshake line, and he was fired up about that. So, Landon, our boy, number 4.
We love you.
We love you.
We stand with you.
We got you, bro.
Hey, and you know what else? Can I give another shout out?
Yeah.
The line for the concessions.
Oh,
crazy. Gosh. Unbelievable. Next level. That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep it going.
All the shout outs, and I didn't want to bring it up, I was hoping one of you would, is nobody said anything about me being Tony Romo tonight.
You were Tony Romo on multiple occasions.
Called 2 plays.
Oh, that's true.
I called the only.
You called for an RPO.
Yeah.
And then you also called you leaned over to me and you said, if I were them, I'd bring out the kicking team. And as soon as you said that, Damon Scott said,
yeah. Second down with 14 seconds left.
Yeah.
That's my little bit of fake Jim Nance.
Hey, that's 2 Daves and a Mike, Shelby High podcast tonight. Hey, if you're looking for more serious stuff from us, I'm sorry, it's probably not happening. Peace.